Good morning and welcome back to the Mossy page. This morning I decided to open up my blinds and my windows and enjoy some nice fresh air. The weather has been absolutely beautiful lately, so I thought myself, my cats, and my plants would all enjoy the nice breeze. And then along with that, my husband decided to make my coffee this morning, which is always a treat. I've mentioned before in a video that he was a barista for many years, and so when he makes coffee, it's just so much better than what I can make myself, and I think it comes from the experience and the repetitiveness of making hundreds of coffees a day. He worked at a large chain, so he would make a lot of coffees. And so this morning he decided to make me a hot latte, which was really nice. Even though the weather is beautiful outside, there's still a bit of chill in the air, and so I really like having a nice warm coffee and it being a little bit colder outside. So he is making me the hot latte, and he adds cinnamon to it every time. I just really enjoy cinnamon, so it was really yummy, and again, I'm so thankful for him. Next, I wanted to make some pancakes, and I recently bought a new pancake mix. It's the buttermilk mix from Trader Joe's. So I mixed in the ingredients, and I didn't have eggs this time, so it didn't form exactly the way I wanted it to, but I did make it a couple of days later and it was a lot better. So I added my pancake mix, and I just took a very slow morning. I enjoyed the breeze, I sipped my coffee, I talked to my wonderful and lovely husband, and I just took it really slow. And having a nice warm meal is honestly so nice. On the weekends, when you can take a little bit more time in the morning and really enjoy food, sit down and appreciate it, I just find that to be so rejuvenating. And having nice conversation over breakfast is always my favorite. So I'll start off this project by cleaning up my plants. Some of these plants haven't seen love for a couple of months, so I'm just taking off any dead leaves or any part of the plant that looks a little starved. I'm just going to go ahead and remove it, and that way I have a really good base for the project. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of water. The soil was parched, so I want to make sure that I start off with a good basis before I top dress the soil at all, because once I top dress, it's going to really hold in that moisture. And today I decided to top dress my plants with moss, and so what I'll do is I'll stick it in a little bit of water, and then I'll wring out any of the excess, and what it will do is it will allow me to pull it apart more easily, but also tuck it in to each of the pots way easier. So I can really play with it, it's malleable, and it works really well. So highly suggest, if you're using moss, to make it wet or damp, that way you can play with it a little bit more. so I'm just poking my fingers in, trying to make sure that I'm not letting it go too far over the edge of the plant. And this is really great at holding in water, but also it's really nice just to have a plant that has this top dress. It makes it a little bit more cottagecore-esque, and so I really enjoy that. So I've been enjoying doing these little projects over the weekend, and one of my goals for 2025 is to have more slow weekends and to enjoy these little moments. It really helps my anxiety and my stress levels throughout the week if I take some time on the weekend to slow down. So this project being so hands-on, especially during the winter time where I feel like I don't get to do as many of these projects because it's just too cold to be outside, being able to do a project like this indoors is so much fun. Even though it was quite a mess, I enjoyed being able to use my hands to let my mind wander and appreciate a moment that I don't get very often over the November, December, January, February time period of my life. And this project just really rejuvenated me and made me excited for the spring, where I'll be able to really get in the garden and to plant tomatoes and my other veggies, and then also start looking forward to planting things that I haven't planted before. So this was a project that got me excited for a lot of other projects. And because I had a little bit of moss left over, I decided to go ahead and do another succulent. And the succulent was gifted to me by one of my really close friends a couple of years ago, and so it's very precious to me. I love that I got to top dress it as well. I do encourage you, if you get a chance to do a project, even a really small one, go ahead and take advantage of having some extra time inside and get it done. So I decided that today was a good day to handle a plant that had been neglected for a little too long. It had leaves that weren't looking as well as the other leaves, and when I found this new pot at the store, I decided it was time to take care of my plant. This pothos plant was not looking as good as my other two, and when I checked the soil, I found that the others had very loomy soil, and this soil was just a little chunky in some spots where it shouldn't be. And so I decided to put it in a new pot with a drain hole and give it some fresh soil. I thought this potting mix might be a good choice for this plant, and I was just going to test it, and if it didn't work out, I would try with a different soil until I got it right. It still had some good leaves on it, so I thought that I might be able to save it, and I can say a little over a week later, this plant is a lot happier, and I've even gotten a few new leaves. So this project definitely worked out. All I did was I added the soil into the pot, and I made a little bit of a mess, and then I just pulled the plant out of its current container. I try to knock off as much of that soil as possible so that I would just have basically the leaves and then some roots. I want to give it the best chance of life. That's about as much as I took off. It had really good roots, so I was hopeful that this would work out. When I work on a project like this where I'm testing a theory, I like to put it in a spot that I see every day. So I place this plant right in front of my TV. I look at my TV every single day, so putting it in a spot that I notice a lot helps make sure that I'm paying attention to it. I later unplugged the bottom and put a saucer underneath this plant, but I did that a little later since I didn't have a saucer when I first started. So the last plant project I had in mind for today is putting together a very pink microflower arrangement. Valentine's Day is next week, and so I want to enjoy the entire week with flowers in my office, and so that's what I decided to do. I got this small vase from my grandmother about a year ago, and I think it really says Valentine's Day. It's very feminine and girly. I absolutely love it, and I thought it'd be perfect for this micro arrangement. All I'm doing is trimming up these flowers, putting them in a bit of water, and then I did have some greenery left over from another project, so I just tucked it in. This isn't an arrangement that has to last a long time, just a little over a week, and so I'm not too worried about doing anything special. I just want something that I can enjoy. I think doing little projects like this so that you can have those little joys throughout your day, it's really important. It makes me very happy. It feels like I'm taking care of my future self and I'm showing her a bit of love. And so I just love being able to do that for myself.